4 o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno, Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams, all present and accounted for on this post-Super Bowl Monday edition of the afternoon stretch. Hope everybody is doing well. It's a nice day outside. Makes no sense. It was like 30 degrees this morning, and now it's like almost 70 today. So enjoy getting sick soon, because that's what's going to happen. If you want to get involved, we want to talk to you, 615-844-5600. Whole show today, talking everything over the weekend, and, of course, the Super Bowl or the big game. You got to say the big game. That's the whole thing now. 615-844-5600. Bruno, Reagan, how are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Another day older, and the Kansas City Chiefs are still your Super Bowl champion. I'd love to take a moment and really bask in that, by the way.
I'd love to take a moment and really, because Travis Kelce, they're getting the Georgia treatment right now. I think Travis Kelce, after the game was immediately over, he was like, everyone counts us out. No one believes in us. And everyone's like, yes, we do. We think you're the best team in football. You're consistently the betting favorite. I just want everyone to know I did prey on the Chiefs' downfall. And it just shows how much power I have in the grand scheme of the metaphysical world that they do not care.
I'll tell you this year, he has a bit of a point. Like, as the season went on, it became less and less true. But at the beginning of the year, there were a lot of people that didn't think
like
the Chiefs
Russell
were gonna win.
Wilson is going to.
Yeah, they were like Russell Wilson. I mean, the Raiders. Look, they got Devontae Adams now. The Chargers. Yeah. This is going to be the big step-up year for Herbert. None of that was true.
Patrick Mahomes played all these games with a high ankle sprain. That is absolutely absurd that he was able to perform. That rush at the end, he had like that 40-something yard rush. I mean, and you can see it. Everyone was like, "Oh, how's he running on that ankle? What do you mean? He's like about to break his own teeth. He's biting so hard on himself because the pain is so great." Hey, Patrick Mahomes, frankly, the greatest football player that has ever stepped on this planet. And I feel confident declaring that right now. I don't care what he does with the rest of his career. I can look at that guy forever and be like, that was the greatest football player talent. Like, that was just the best football player that's ever stepped on an NFL field. Tom Brady, forget it. I don't care. I get it.
Yeah, you were on this before the show, so you're done with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's number 2.
As the GOAT.
He's number 2 now.
Tom Brady is number 2 because there's a level of dedication Tom Brady did to get to that longevity, but with it's the way I looked at Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, I was like, Aaron Rodgers might be the most talented. Tom Brady did have the most success. Like, Patrick Mahomes sprinted by Aaron Rodgers.
100% better than Aaron Rodgers.
Sprinted by him.
Yeah. No, nobody can argue Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, which was something
You can't coach Patrick Mahomes. You can't coach him. If you're a coach for Patrick Mahomes, you sit down and you enjoy your free ride straight to OC or head coaching job.
Yeah.
What are you gonna coach? Oh, Patrick, can you stay in the pocket here? If Patrick doesn't look at you and slap you in the face a little bit, what are you gonna do? You can't coach this guy. Everything he's the best. He's
simply the best. He is simply the best.
You give me $500 million?
You quit.
Yeah. You give me $500 million? I don't know what I do. He takes it up another level.
Yeah, it's a different person. He's a completely different person than in a league filled with different people. You know what I mean? And I say different, I don't mean race, creed. I mean different mindset, different ability level.
Predators, but in different ways. Jalen Hurts is like the strongest quarterback I've ever seen. Those Eagles, like 4th and 1s, 3rd and 1s, they would quarterback sneak it like 5 yards. That's how strong they were. Jalen Hurts got crushed on that 2-point conversion, but he willed his way in with like an 800-pound squat. That is impressive in its own right.
Yeah. No, that guy, there's a lot from this Super Bowl that you could take away and say, I could see 3 more years back-to-back Super Bowls of this. This could be your Super Bowl from I don't see a team right now because I think the Eagles have a pretty good cap situation currently right now. They're going to pay Jalen Hurts, blank check,
their entire starting offense was drafted except for
A.J. Brown.
He was the only person that wasn't homegrown on the Eagles. Is that not absurd?
We'll talk about that here.
Is that not absurd?
No, it's crazy. They are an amazing team, and I don't see a team in the NFC that's going to be able to legitimately give a shot against them.
Now, here's a hot take that I want you to marinate in. Nick Sirianni is along for a free ride right now. I don't know. I don't really think this guy is the X factor in the Eagles. Like bringing him in is what's finding them success. I think this is a dude that's along for the ride.
No, I think there's something there. I think a coach has to be good. We've talked about this. The team can be great, but the coach has to do something to ignite it.
Wisenhunt made it to the Super Bowl, and then you see what he's doing in Tennessee.
I look at it like Andy Reid. Andy Reid was a good coach before Patrick Mahomes. I do believe what we see in Patrick Mahomes is unlocked because of Andy Reid.
That is true. And Bill Belichick said this on Tom Brady's podcast when he retired. Coaches, they don't really push players to another level, but they sure can pull them down a level.
Yes.
Coaches can hurt players.
Absolutely. I think Nick Sirianni is the right guy for that Eagles team.
He's not pulling. Yeah, he's not. Pulling
him crying at the national anthem. First off, proud American. Everybody, and even my dad, who is a staunch Chiefs fan. Would say terrible things about the Eagles right before that game just because they're playing on the other side. When he saw that, he was like, I like that guy now. Yeah. He's like, how do you not like that guy right away? Everybody fell in love with him just crying at Chris Stapleton, which, by the way, oh, my gosh. Chris Stapleton. Sorry, Whitney Houston was amazing. Chris Stapleton, that's the best national anthem of all time.
Was it over?
It was over by 3 seconds, too.
It went under.
Did it go under? I thought it was 205.
It was 201.
Different books might have.
I don't know. Yeah. That one, it was all over the place. I heard the line was 205, and then it made 207 or whatever.
I'll have to relook at it, but I heard all over Twitter that it was under.
Either way, amazing. Top tier, best national anthem we've ever seen. Ever heard. Now, will it be somebody be better? Yes, because he set the bar now, and somebody's got to reach it. But now Whitney Houston is number 2, and that takes nothing away from Whitney Houston. But Nick Sirianni crying before that game, top 5 moment in all Super Bowl history. That was amazing. Those were real tears. That was not fake. That dude is just an emotional person, and he wears it on that field for that team. And I think that team needs somebody like that. So I think you have a guy like Jalen Hurts. He needs a guy on that sideline that's young and wacko. That's kind of what Nick Sirianni is. I think he's a good coach for that team. I think he's perfect for that team. And because what they're doing isn't like groundbreaking. The 4th and 1 where it's automatic. They could have moved the whole field doing that play.
Yeah, they do play to Jalen Hurts' strength. They had the running back on the left side. They had what kind of formation they had? They just had like a duo right, and they were like, all right, we're gonna put a tight end left on the weak side, running back left, and then just sprint it out. And it's our guys versus your guys. Who wants it more?
Yeah.
And they got the 2 point by that, but that's their entire game,
Yeah, it's insane how much how easy it was. How easy it was for them to be on the other side of the field and to just absolutely know there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop that 4th and 1 short play that they're going to run. And they've been doing that all year. That wasn't like a Super Bowl thing. It was highlighted now because of the Super Bowl. But that is a top-tier team built. Nobody in the NFC is touching them for at least 3 years. I'm giving you 3 years of the Eagles will get a Super Bowl in the next 3 years.
Cowboys will compete with them. Who are the teams that will compete?
Cowboys feel like they're about to go over the cliff. What are you going to just keep riding Dak out there? Is he going to figure it out? The guy's had enough time. So they are going – the Eagles are still going up. Especially with what Jalen Hurts did, what he was asked afterward. He said, what did you take away from this game? And he said, you either win or you learn. And we learned tonight. And so, that guy's winning a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. Next 2-3 years. 100%. I'll put money on that right now.
I will say Jalen Hurts does. Jalen Hurts is kind of there's no fancy word needed to describe it. He's the example of how you approach hard things. Because Jalen Hurts is a privileged young man in the sense he's had the opportunities of Alabama, Oklahoma. But in those extremely low chance opportunities, he has shown the mental fortitude needed to risen above when things go wrong. And that's something extremely impressive. He talks about his experiences being benched in front of everybody, frankly.
Right.
You think you're the man, all of a sudden you're not the man. How do you react? He goes somewhere else. He's the man. Then he gets drafted second, and then everyone was like, why are we drafting this guy? We have Carson Wentz. He's been a real poster child
he's
for
a running back. Everybody was like, he's going to be a running back.
He's really like when people post on TikTok or Facebook, like I'm working out, I'm a stoic, I'm basically Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor reborn. You're not that guy. Jalen Hurts is that guy.
No, he is.
Like he approaches everything in such a being stoic is not even about being emotionless. I'll guarantee it's emotional. I guarantee you that loss hurt, but it's doing what's needed to find the result you want. And he knows, he's got more years of life. So
yeah. No, the Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, that team's going to be good
there's
for a
a
long
lot
time.
of teams where it's like these guys have to get one, right? And frankly, not everyone can get one. I mean, look, Phillip Rivers never got one. Matt Ryan never got one. These guys with super long and successful NFL careers, and they never get one. So some of these guys might fall through the wayside. Joey Burrow, Jalen Hurts, who you'll never know how someone's career is going to end up.
It's crazy because Jalen Hurts is better than all those names you just mentioned in my mind now.
I don't know if he's better.
All of them.
I don't know if the problem is I don't know how to judge. I can judge Patrick Mahomes above everyone else right now, and I feel fairly confident in that. I don't know how to even judge Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. They're just such two different players.
Jalen Hurts is what the Baltimore Ravens wish they had in Lamar Jackson. He has the scrambling ability of Lamar Jackson, but he has the actual arm talent.
Mitch Schwartz said it best when he always does these Q&As on Twitter after he retired. Eagles All-Pro right tackle for a lot of years, or excuse me, not Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs, and they were like, "What's the most important trait in a football player?" He was like, "Strength, and not strength as in you can bench press a lot. Strength that your body can handle the load of a season."
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts showed he can handle the entire load of a season, a very brutal season. I mean, he had nicks and boo-boos everywhere. It was like, wasn't his shoulder separated only 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he's just absolutely out there like a freight train. You know, that's the important thing.
And that showed up, by the way.
Yeah.
That shoulder on that last throw.
Yep.
That was clear that
it was a mix of everything. It was the field, the shoulder. I mean, just couldn't get it down.
That looked like Devlin throwing the ball out there at that last play. An amazing game, though. Top-tier Super Bowl. Everybody is moaning and groaning about the Juju Smith-Schuster hold, all that kind of stuff. First off, it was a hold. Greg Olsen, everybody's just absolutely bending over backwards talking about how great Greg Olsen is as a color commentator. I don't know the guy personally. You've met him personally. I have no idea. He could be a great guy personally. I think he's bad at the job. Or maybe not even bad. He's boring at the job. But then to hear him sit there and put all this like, I don't know, I don't think that's a hold. I don't think that's all. Even Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee came out, which a guy that I think both of us really like. He comes out right away on his Instagram and he's like, I can't believe the NFL would make a call like that. That's a ticky-tack call.
Well, why do we deem the NFL as the responsible for everything? The NFL did it. It's a referee. It's one guy. He's like, it's not the NFL.
And also, it's the call because that's what happened on that play. Like, why call any penalty in the entire game if you're not going to call that? I get it; it's at the end of the game. But does that one singular moment win the Chiefs the game? No, that doesn't guarantee them the game. Chiefs they scored on every play or every drive in the second half. They just kept going down the field and scoring. Never stopped. I mean, the Eagles beat themselves by their fraud secondary, which that's what they are. That secondary, everything we talked about, especially Devlin and I on Friday, that NFC schedule that the
Debo
Eagles
did
secondary,
say they were all trash. The Eagles secondary was talking crazy to Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuel, and they were not focused on the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
There's a lot of trash talk between Niners and Eagles defensive secondary.
The secondary got a huge bolster of how bad the NFC quarterbacks and offenses had been all season, and they had inflated stats. They had crazily inflated stats, and they were getting absolutely exposed. I mean, Sky Moore routing you up. That should have hurt a lot of people's feelings on that. If I'm an Eagles fan, that's the one. Kadarius Toney. Like, I'll give you the Kadarius. It was the exact same play again. They did it with Toney, where he just came back, faked left, and then went right. And then they just flipped it and did it to Sky Moore the other way. And it worked the exact. I mean, there was 20 yards of separation on the 4-yard line.
The secondary wasn't watching a lick of film. They weren't. And this is the problem with the field, too, is that what I was worried about is they're not going on the sideline and talking like they're hiding. They're using Travis Kelce big body to try and separate us. So keep your eyes extremely disciplined. They're probably not going back. So they're like, my cleats, I can't cover anybody. So that's
Darius Slay was just running away.
I know.
Big play Slay. Talk about big play Slay. I mean, Kadarius
right.
Toney he just ran away from him.
You're
it was
right.
like, oh, where'd he go? And he's in the end zone just dancing or whatever. New York's fuming.
Also, yeah, Kadarius Toney, Super Bowl champion, by the way.
That guy is really good, too.
That punt return, elite.
You talk about just owning the field. He's on the field, and it's the only other place that you can look at a player and say, oh, that's also Tyreek Hill. Kadarius Toney is Tyreek Hill.
How many touchdowns do you think? How many touchdowns does Devin Hester have in any playoff? Right, like there has never been a punt return Super Bowl touchdown. Kadarius Toney was almost the first one.
He almost was. I think Hester has the only. Is he have the only kick return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl? I think he might be 2, but he was the first play kick return against the Colts.
What a great grab by the Chiefs. It's just not fair. Everything works out for them.
And it works out because they have Patrick Mahomes behind the center. Yeah. That's why. That's why guys like Justin Watson and Noah Gray are elite-looking talent because they have Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball.
Yeah, it's putting these people in these big moments and setting them up for success. You can go back to put it in our local market. Like Malcolm Butler does one thing, and then everyone in the Patriots locker room knows who he is and what type of guy he is. But you see that moment, and then the Titans are like, let's pay this guy $40 million.
$61 million, sir.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
He should have got that tatted on his arm somewhere.
The Chiefs will do the same thing. They're going to make these guys look elite, and then some team, the Bears, will pay them, here's $70 million.
Look, and I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Travis Kelce on another team is Hayden Hurst. I do not mean that in a bad way. Hayden Hurst's good. He's a good mid-level tight end in the NFL. Travis Kelce without Patrick Mahomes is Hayden Hurst.
Maybe.
But he has Patrick Mahomes. So
because Travis Kelce has had those
champion.
Years to grow and learn where he wasn't elite, so to say. And now he's kind of coming into it with Patrick. But I would still say Travis Kelce would be one of the best tight ends in the league. He'd still be above everyone else. It'd be him. It'd be the same thing. He wouldn't have as much success. But I will say this. I'm watching these teams play, and I'm just, you know what I'm thinking in my head? I hate to be that guy. You know what I'm thinking in my head?
What?
Titans are never winning a Super Bowl until maybe when I'm 40 or older. I'm watching all these young cats play, and I'm like, I watched every single Titans game this season, and we didn't even look close to these guys. It wasn't even remotely the same.
Almost beat the Chiefs.
Hey, you see Todd Downing wasn't unemployed for too long?
Nope.
That is insane, by the way.
Devlin, what were you going to say? Devlin was going to say something.
Yeah, back to the Hayden Hurst thing. If you put Hayden Hurst on the Chiefs, is he Patrick Mahomes?
Travis Kelce? He's not Patrick Mahomes.
Sorry.
I'll say no on that
Travis
one.
Kelce. Yeah, mine's everywhere.
Yes. No, I agree. Yes. 100%.
No.
I think you put any wide receiver in that spot, tight end, whatever, they are elevated to that.
There is a point. Look at Dallas Goedert. 2 years ago, tell me who Dallas Goedert is, right? And in the Super Bowl, the dude was playing like an MVP.
White tight ends were going insane in
He
the
was
Super
great
Bowl.
this season.
Right? Like, I should have tweeted that out last night. They were going, that catch he had on the sideline, that game was amazing. That everybody wants to focus on that holding call, like that changed everything. That game was wrapped up. That game was absolutely wrapped up because the Chiefs could have got a first down on that anyway. Mahomes just threw it to throw it. Like it, I don't know. That wasn't like some auspicious ending or something like that. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. We want to talk to you more after the break here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Several things going on. They're clearing a wreck downtown on 24 westbound over the Sullivan Evans Bridge. Eastbound was already slow. It's 24 westbound just past 440 as it crashes, really slowing down traffic there. Cleanup continues on this vehicle fire we had earlier on 24 westbound. It's going to be in Rutherford County. Still slow there up by Sam Ridley Parkway on 24 going westbound. Nash Painting Services all in Middle Tennessee. They're online right now. Check them out at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
When was the last time you did something fun with family, friends, coworkers, and clients? What if I told you about a place under one roof that offers affordable entertainment for all ages? That's what you'll find at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers in Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, Hendersonville, and Murfreesboro, with bowling, games, food, drink, and entertainment for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro, where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. All locations are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could, because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. It's starleasing.com to learn more.
5-state forecast. Your exclusive National Sports Radio WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this afternoon, it's going to be sunny with a high of 64. Mainly clear tonight, low 38. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 66. Mostly cloudy Wednesday. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The Afternoon Stretch, the show endorsed by News Channel 5's John Burton.
The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. The Super Bowl was just so good that all those sports don't matter that happened over the weekend. There were some good games. I mean, Tennessee got beat by another buzzer beater.
You sent that tweet that the Tennessee account posted, and I was like, what is this?
They posted a weird tweet.
They posted, the Tennessee men's basketball official Twitter account posted like the same way I did when I got dumped in high school. Like, it was kind of crazy. It's like, hey, things just don't work out sometimes, but we're family and we're together and we're rocking.
This is their exact tweet. Yeah. From the official Tennessee basketball Twitter account. We know, period. It's been a weird couple weeks. Sports really do be like that sometimes. But last night's second half effort, that was Tennessee basketball. And the second half Tennessee or bowling arena atmosphere, that was what Vol Nation is all about. So stick with us, keep showing up, we'll meet you there. That's the tweet that they put out after, just a heave from Columbus, Missouri to beat them. And for the second time in a row, they lose on a buzzer beater. That is tough scenes all the way around.
It is, but we're going into the SEC tournament, and I would still take them like second to Bama. So you just got to show up at the right time. Yeah. Man. Who else are you gonna?
Look, I'll tell you this. I understand Kentucky sucked. They have sucked all year. I will not be surprised if Kentucky is facing Bama in the SEC.
I would be. I would still be surprised.
I would take in the SEC tournament over this Tennessee team. I would take Kentucky, Bama, Auburn over Tennessee, easily.
Easily.
I want you to understand that. I'm telling you that as somebody who is very confident in what he's saying right now.
I'll tell you, I'm a Vanderbilt fan, and I watched the game. I was like, these guys don't miss. Vanderbilt just played the game of their lives. And I didn't watch the Missouri game. I'm sure it's probably the same thing.
Vandy went on to beat Florida after that. Yeah. Vandy's starting to creep up that. You think I wouldn't start flirting with the idea of taking Vandy in some of these games over Tennessee, Tennessee's shown they're beatable. They're a very beatable team. So I can easily see, just because of the way Tennessee plays basketball. I know Tennessee fans, by the way, are tired of watching their team play this season. I know you are.
Well, frankly, who was our guest last week? Sorry for blanking on him. I think
we had a bunch of them. Who
started with a C from A to Z Sports? Charlie?
Oh, Charlie Burris. Yeah, Charlie Burris. Yeah. Alex.
I asked him a question. I was like, do you think maybe frankly, do you think Tennessee's overrated and they're kind of suffering from having to realign their goals? Like, because when Tennessee is a big school and a big brand, and what happens every preseason? It was USC when we were growing up in football. We were like, USC, number 1 in the country. And frankly, their talent level or their play just didn't show that. But they were always a victim of being so highly ranked that teams would go in there, play their best against them, get the knockoff, and be like, now that's what Tennessee feels like. Maybe they were never that top 5 team, but they're still one of the upper SEC teams without a doubt. And I think they're suffering a bit from that.
I just think what they're playing this season, like, they can be better.
Like, everyone's like, they don't have an offensive guy.
They don't.
Yeah. Why are you the 3rd-ranked team in the country?
Because
what do you mean you don't have an offensive guy?
Their defense has just been that stout, but I don't think it holds up. I don't think it holds up for the whole season
It's not a trash-talking version of overrated, but they were just overrated.
No, they were very overrated, yeah. I mean, when you have Vescovi as your leading points per game at like 12, that is not good. That is not a good average to have. To watch that game, I'm telling you, Tennessee fans are OUT on the basketball right now. Mm-hmm. Especially after the Vandy loss. I didn't even look at the reaction. I just saw people were like done. Like it wasn't even.
We're living in a world. We're living in a world where Tennessee fans are like, is it baseball season? Like it's insane.
No, that's what I was gonna say. After the Vandy loss, that's what people were like. Tennessee media people were like, basketball's an overrated sport. This is time for
frankly, it's
football
not.
again.
That's crazy talk. What day is it? It's February 13th. Like, we're creeping towards March, and you're like, basketball's an overrated sport.
Well, because they see the writing on the walls.
Yeah.
Tennessee's out. Like, they're
going
to get in.
They have no shot.
Yeah, they're going to get in, and that's going to be the worst part. They're going to get into the tournament.
Like, out of bid?
Oh, yeah, for the March Madness? 100% they're going to get into March Madness.
It's just if they keep trending towards losing these games,
I think they'll win. I think they'll win a couple, but we went through the list on Friday, I think. Was that Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. The rest of their games. Missouri was not one of the ones I thought they were going to lose, but I think there was a solid 4 more losses on their schedule. That would still get them into March Madness. That's not going to be a problem. But they are going to be bounced out pretty quick. And I think that's what Tennessee fans right now are coming to that realization of, oh, well, this is the worst. This is the worst. It brings you to that same spot. It's that same spot that we've talked about in athletics in any sport. Doesn't matter, baseball, football, basketball. Mediocrity is the worst you could possibly be, right in the middle. And Tennessee is a middling basketball team that did have that big number next to their name at one point in the season.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to give a good comparison. They're like Ole Miss every single year in football. Ole Miss will be like 7th or 8th, and then by the end of the season, they're maybe 20, 21st, 25th, like hopefully. And
you're like, cool, I'm happy. Am I happy? No. I want a chance, especially Vols fans as they've been for the past couple years. Athletics has been really good. You've been a really good team and a really good program for multiple sports, not just football, not just basketball, but you've been really good all across the board. And now you're starting to have to come back down to earth, which happens to every team, happens to every school. You know, Alabama's it's gonna fall one day. No Saban there. It's gonna hold them up. It'll happen to them. Don't worry. That you're just in a part now where I don't know if Barnes is the guy. I think you probably have to move on from Barnes because he's good. The stats will tell you he's good, but you ask any Tennessee fan right now, what do they hate most about their team? And it's getting 5-star guys who play like 2-star guys and they can't score the ball, or having players that are sitting on the bench not getting any minutes and then they transfer to another D1 program and they're averaging 20 points a game. Mm-hmm. That's what Tennessee fans' consistent problem is, because that's what Rick Barnes has done with that team going forward. That was a terrible loss to Missouri. Terrible loss to Missouri, in my opinion. I understand it was a half-court heave and they win it, but should never been there. just like in Vanderbilt. Shouldn't ever been in that situation. But you were, and you lost. So it doesn't matter about shoulda, coulda, woulda. The real is what happened, and you're in it now.
I don't know. It's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems. Vanderbilt wasn't as bad as it seemed. Vanderbilt fans wanted to blow Memorial up with an asteroid strike. They wanted stealth bombers called on campus to eliminate the threat. And then now we're on the streak. It's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems. Tennessee has 2 tough losses at the last second. Never as bad as it seems. So they're still a great team.
I think right now you would have to call the military to be able to find a tweet about Jerry Stackhouse needing to be fired right now. You would have to call the military to find a person that still believes Jerry Stackhouse needs to be fired. They don't exist right now. If you're a Vandy basketball fan, a Vandy fan, whatever you want to say, you believe in Jerry Stackhouse right now. You beat Tennessee at Memorial, and then you beat Florida back-to-back weeks or back-to-back games. He's the guy.
He's great.
We've been on the show. We've said very much.
I don't know enough basketball to criticize Jerry Stackhouse's coaching ability. Mm-hmm. I think he acts like a child on Twitter.
Exactly.
And I still do, by the way.
We had a caller. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Mike. And he said
Magic
that.
Dave, maybe?
You weren't here. It was Friday.
Oh, okay.
But and I'm not calling him out. I'm just for the point of what we're talking about. That's where we've questioned Jerry Stackhouse. That's
did
it.
He call in and say we called him a bad coach?
He thought that, and I might be misremembering this a smidgen because it was on Friday, but he was basically saying that, like, we were saying he's a bad guy, and I said there's things that you can definitely question about Jerry Stackhouse, but not a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know him.
He's a bad guy in
but
the most
he
remote
does
sense.
Weird stuff. There's just weird stuff that you could say that's not right. Like, what are you doing? Why are you DMing fans? You know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be happening if you're a head coach of a program anywhere. That's stuff you would think a Little League coach is doing or something like that.
Absolutely.
So
no, I don't know.
But as a coach, the guy's good.
I don't know. I'm not going to call him a bad guy or evil. I don't know if this guy punches orphans or something.
You called him maniacal. Those were your words.
No, I didn't.
They were.
I definitely. Hey, I know my vocab. I know my vernacular. I definitely did not call him maniacal.
You don't even know what that means.
I still think it's what he's doing. And that's I have a strong stance before Jerry Stackhouse did it to me. If you're a grown man and you follow me on Twitter and then you unfollow me within a week, I block you. Every single one of them. I have a block list of people you know. Like, I think that is the silliest thing grown adults can do. I got you follow me. Now I'll follow. I've done interviews with ESPN radio stations that follow me, DM me, get me on the show, then instantly unfollow me. And I'll block you. I'll never work with you again because you're weird.
Yep.
You're mad weird.
100% weird.
Jerry Stackhouse might not be he might be a great dude. He's weird.
He's weird.
I feel like I'm a pretty solid dude. What am I? I'm weird, all right? I'm not evil, but I'm a little weird.
And you know what? It's cool to be weird when you're winning. As long as you're winning. And you look at Vanderbilt's rest of their schedule here. South Carolina, I think that's a win. Auburn, probably a loss there. But I think you beat LSU on the road. I think you beat Florida again at home. I think they can beat Kentucky at Rupp. And then Mississippi State. You're talking about maybe 2 losses on the rest of the schedule for them. I think easily, that is a winning record going forward for Vanderbilt. They have a really good schedule for wins coming up because they're playing good.
It's just crazy. I don't feel like I ever give off the air of wanting to go against Vanderbilt. I have an opinion on something, like a general opinion, but it's like, you have to eat your crow. I'm not mad. Jerry Stackhouse having success. I'm happy. I'm a big fan of Candace Storey-Lee and just in general.
Oh, Candace Lee is doing a great job.
I want all the success in the world for Vanderbilt. And if that means Jerry Stackhouse is having success, that's great. I'm glad we got that fixated, everyone out there. I'll never be friends with the guy. It's not going to happen. But I will cheer.
Me and Jerry could hang out.
Maybe you guys. I'm good. But I don't care about that, frankly. I just want entertaining basketball.
You also don't hang out with anybody.
That is true.
All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. We want to talk to you. We'll hit the phones when we return here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. There's still quite a bit of rubbernecking going on out here in Rutherford County from an earlier vehicle fire on 24 westbound near Sam Ridley Parkway. Again, that was westbound, slowing you down as you leave Murfreesboro towards Nashville. Coming eastbound, that's already heavy in that area, especially 24 east around Bell Road. A steady flow of traffic on I-40 out through the Mount Juliet area. Nash Painting services all of Middle Tennessee. Check out their ratings. These guys are the best. Online at nashpainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, you know it's a leap year, right?
No, the next leap year isn't until 2024.
Nope, it's this year. I can prove it. Here, play this new instant game from the Tennessee Lottery.
Okay. Woohoo! I won!
See what you did there?
I jumped up and down?
No, that was a leap.
Don't miss your chance to jump for joy this February with our newest instant games. You could win up to $5 million. The Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
And now, some big news from WINN. The new February instant games from the Tennessee Lottery have arrived. Now, for some bigger news, there are 4 new exciting games to choose from. And now, for our biggest news yet, you could win a top prize of $5 million.
Make a break for fun today with February instant games, only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Slim's Tender Mac Bowls are back. We start with a 3-cheese blend to make our delicious mac and top it with chopped hand-breaded tenders and Colby Jack cheese. Try the Tender Mac Bowl meal or the Buffalo Tender Mac Bowl meal, both served with Texas toast and a medium drink. But hurry, they're only around for a limited time. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
What happens to your decision-making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
You can have a fair criticism of me for what I'm about to say. If you get into the playoff enough, one of these years you're going to catch lightning in a bottle. The Titans missing the playoff this year was absolutely inexcusable, right? They had a team we knew was good enough to get to the divisional or conference rounds. And then you just catch lightning in a bottle, or you have the 2 best games of your life and all of a sudden you're in the Super Bowl. That's a good goal for the Titans.
The afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
A show called The Afternoon Stretch is a stretch. Calling it a show. The Afternoon Stretch.
The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno Reagan.
Welcome
Devlin
in.
McKenzie, Zach Williams.
All SEC lineman, national judo champ, All-American wrestler, Bruno Reagan, and Zach Williams.
I can list off my achievements.
Let's do it.
Well, I've got a thing. I haven't even used this. You know how you sit on some things? Because, you just got to sit on it for the right time.
Okay.
I have a first place ribbon from third grade that says that I was the first place winner in basketball at shooting.
Oh, wow.
And it's sitting there.
You're a shooter.
Yeah.
You still
dude.
have it? That's
waiting
awesome.
it. It's not been posted. It's just sitting there. I'm just sitting on it every day and like, oh yeah, well, the right day will come for that post. I don't know what it'll be. I don't know when it'll be. It may be a day from now, maybe 10 years from now, but it will happen. It will happen. 615-844-5600. Let's go to the phone lines. Magic Dave, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Bruno's certainly got his panties in a wad this afternoon.
I don't know if he does wear underwear, Magic Dave. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's bold of you to assume.
If he does, they're boxers. I guarantee you.
Ooh, boxers.
So anyway,
go ahead. Sorry.
I went to Vandy, and I had 2 degrees from Vandy, so I'm twice as smart as Bruno.
Nice.
So
Are you an Owen guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And undergrad. But I call it MBA the most worthless degree in the world. So
everyone's always super split. I had I took an MBA class my senior year, and then the professor looked at me. He said, "Never get an MBA." And I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah, you don't need it. I mean, for a corporate job, yeah, it'll boost up your paycheck. But anyway, getting back to Jerry Stackhouse,
yeah,
I like the guy a lot, and I'm finally watching basketball again and I'm 60. So I was back at Vandy when we were kicking butt and ranked top 5 and all that. And I've met Stackhouse in person at a lunch spot near Vanderbilt. And he's a super nice, cordial person. He's a little quiet, and I think that's why he avoids media. But I mean, he's a super cool dude. And then anybody who's met him at this particular lunch spot says the same thing about him.
We're not talking about, once again, we're not talking that he's a bad guy. I'm not saying that. You just do weird things, and I think it's fair to question. That's it.
What weird things?
He DMs fans.
DMing fans that he hears in the audience saying things, and he wants to confront them. I think that's weird for any head coach to do. I do think it's weird that he searches himself on Twitter, listens into a show, doesn't like it, then unfollows and blocks people. I don't think that's right. I think that's a weird thing for a head coach to do. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just think that is a weird characteristic that a coach has. Does that make him perfect? Does that mean he needs to be perfect? Absolutely not. But I think doing those things are just strange. It's a strange thing. Tim Corbin's not doing that. Rick Barnes isn't doing that. A lot of coaches are not doing that. It's weird that Jerry Stackhouse does that, and maybe that's his thing. Maybe that's his whiteboard material that he needs to be good, so he can do it if he wants. I just think it's a strange thing. Do I know the guy personally? Absolutely not. But I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just think it's a weird thing. I think it's a weird thing to do.
I don't know. I look at him being this NBA guy who is big time. So he's coming from a whole different universe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think are there any other coaches who are big NBA guys at the college level?
Not in the SEC.
Before Nate Oates, he had one, I guess, at Alabama.
So, yeah, that may be strange behavior, but I'm going to just say he can do it.
No,
and that's all we're saying.
High in the NBA, you're not a normal person.
I agree with that,
you're probably quirky.
I will tell you this: if we're talking about high in the NBA, I guarantee you LeBron doesn't go and search his name and then reacts and says things and DMs people that he hears in the audience. I don't think he does that. I'd never seen that story pop up. I think some of these guys I do think this, Magic Dave, and I will say this, like I was saying, I think some of these guys are so good at what they do that they have to find motivation everywhere to continue to be good at what they do because they've accomplished so much in their lives. And Jerry Stackhouse has. So maybe that's just what his thing is, to light a fire under himself. He's
But I'm still going to have an opinion on it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want, and that's what my rant was about, was I'm going to have an opinion about everything in all facets. It's going to be nuanced. There'll be good and bad. Jerry Stackhouse is doing great at the basketball program right now. It's awesome. I watch every game. It's awesome. Great success.
Well, I'm going to give Bruno credit for putting the fire under his butt in the last 3 wins.
Absolutely. It was all us, baby. Ever since he unfollowed me and watched that show, they have lit them up.
They have not lost. And I want to say that's a point too, Magic Dave, is that remember when this all started, it was from the Alabama loss. It was after you lose by 60. You do weird things and lose by 60 in a game, you get questioned.
Yeah.
But he's doing good now. So he'll fall under the category of he's doing great. Do whatever you got to do to work.
All right, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your I enjoy your show.
Hey,
Listen to
appreciate
you
it,
every
Match
day.
Dave. Thanks, buddy.
I'm glad we got the Jerry Stackhouse question fixed up.
Yeah, if I did something weird, whatever that weird thing is, and then I came on here and I gave you a suckier show than normal suck, right? Because we suck. But normally, the normal suck that we have, you would be like, hey, this isn't, you can't be weird and be bad at your job. You can't do that. You can only be weird and be good.
Have some redeeming qualities.
Exactly. Yeah. 615-844-5600. Let's go up to Clarksville. Reagan, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What up?
You there, brother?
Hey, you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What do you want us to
I
say? You
broke
called
up for a
us.
This is like an
second.
M. Night
I'm
Shyamalan
getting off
film.
Team, Bruno. Sorry about that. Best offensive line play in any Super Bowl in history. I got to go quick. The thing with Stackhouse is all about confidence and arrogance. You take a coach that's really confident in what they do, they don't care what anybody else says. They know what they want to achieve. They know how they're going to achieve it, and they can care less what the fans.
Oh, he did have to go quick. He was not lying. He was not lying. He was not lying. He had to go lightning fast on that one.
Hilarious. I get the point of what he was trying to say, though. If Jerry Stackhouse really was confident in his plan, he wouldn't be DMing fans and all that.
He would be searching his name.
Well, maybe he wasn't, and it just worked out. And because this is still his first gig outside of G League, right? Like the college level is different than the NBA level, so he's learning just as much. Regardless, I've seen this all before because I played under a coach who never was a head coach, right? Like Derek Mason. You watch them grow and learn as a head coach as they go. And we have that theory for a long time. You know, sometimes people get to such a level, they just have to find the most mundane, simplistic, silly, frankly, things to motivate themselves. And that's probably hitting the nail on the head. What gets Jerry Stackhouse up and motivated to pull Vanderbilt basketball out of the gutter? It's not like he's an alumni. Why does he care? Well, there's $2 million a year. That's a reason to care. He probably has a lot of millions of dollars. What more is $2 million? So he has to go watch two fat guys on National Sports Radio talk trash about him.
1.5.
It's no, you're 1.5 yourself. But he has to go watch these guys talk trash about him so he can, get the ego pumped up, put together a game plan, and knock off Tennessee. And frankly, Jerry Stackhouse, you got played. You've fallen for my master meta plan, and Vanderbilt is winning now. So you're welcome.
You've activated my trap card. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. We want to talk to you. That was hilarious. But I got to go quick. Just mid-sentence. I mean, did the minutes turn off? I mean, did you run out of minutes?
Dude, I lived with that guy my entire life. I have no idea what that was. It was funny.
Was he on a payphone? I mean, what was that all about?
He just had a business call under the table and was like, I still got time. He calls 615-844-5600.
Hey, jump in if you want to. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. They're working several accidents out here. One earlier in 24 West, just before you get up to Shelby. Traffic's pretty busy now. 40 East at Fessler's. It is looking a little bit better out here in Rutherford County on 24 westbound. Had a car fire earlier near Sam Ridley. I had traffic backed up big time at one point. Again, through that stretch of Rutherford County is actually looking better. Nash Painting, they service all of Middle Tennessee. Call Nash Painting at 615 area code 912-2288. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic is happening on March 15th at the Ridley Sports Complex in Columbia, Tennessee. And this year it's a doubleheader. For nearly a decade, the City of Columbia Parks and Rec Department has showcased the most highly attended women's college softball matchups in the state. The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic kicks off their doubleheader at 1 p.m. with the Bucks from Motlow State taking on the Chargers of Columbia State. Then at 5:30, the Austin Peay Lady Govs battle the Lady Vols of the University of Tennessee. Tickets to the 6th Annual Mid-State Classics are only $10 and are on sale now. Motlow State versus Columbia State. Austin Peay versus Tennessee. Wednesday, March 15th, starting at 1:30 at the Ridley Sports Complex in Columbia, Tennessee. For tickets and information to the 6th Annual Mid-State Classic, log on to columbiatn.com/Mid-State Classic or call 931-388-8119. That's 931-388-8119. The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Golfers, tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the new 2023 Aerojet woods and irons from Cobra Golf. The new Aerojet woods are designed with a unique aerodynamic shape that delivers faster clubhead speeds for longer drives. And the new Aerojet irons are made with hot face technology, so every strike delivers more distance. Elevate your game by swinging into Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit on the new Cobra woods and irons today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
It's a Bill King Show.
Pac-12 football is a joke. It's a laughing stock. It has been left behind by Father Time a long time ago. It has not been prominent in a decade at least. And do you want to know why? God-forsaken leadership. That's why.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Follow the afternoon stretch on Twitter at Bruno Reagan and Zachariah W. Really, man? You want that? I'm not spelling that out.
The afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. All-time bad guy of the Super Bowl? You know who that is, Bruno?
All-time bad guy. Don't tell me. Like on a team?
No. He's on a team, I guess you could say.
All-time bad guy at a Super Bowl. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anyone who's ruined a Super Bowl.
I can tell you one.
Okay.
Devlin McKenzie. I invited Devlin McKenzie to come over to my family house. Food, fun. And he said no.
Everything is just not that into you?
I guess he must not be.
I appreciate the invite.
You should have seen all the food.
I bet it was good.
There was, I'm not joking, it was like a Thanksgiving feast. There was that much food. Oreo balls, ribs, 3 different flavors of ribs, by the way.
What?
Baby backs.
Back it up. Oreo balls.
Do you not know what Oreo balls are?
No.
Oh,
is it like
this
a
Oreo
ball?
Hold on, is this a Southern thing? Is Oreo? I didn't know Oreo balls are a
So
Southern
I guess
thing.
so. Hey, Northern Mason-Dixon line. There's a lot of things weird.
So you take Oreos, you crush them up,
Okay.
you mix in cream cheese, you mix that up, and then you form in balls, you freeze them, and then you pour chocolate over the top of them, and then they're balls of Oreo.
It's really good.
They're really, really good.
That might be a Southern thing.
Cupcakes. There was mac and cheese. There was chicken tenders, fried. There was slim chicken tenders, actually. There was, I mean, the list goes on. Little Smokies. You know what Little Smokies are?
I don't.
Gosh, you're not Southern.
What is it?
They're little beef weenies.
Oh, I know what that. Crock pot stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it was in the crock pot.
They were really
Had
good.
grape jelly.
Okay.
And barbecue sauce in there. Bruno refuses to ever do that with his meatballs.
What, barbecue sauce?
With grape jelly.
I don't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you don't.
That
think
is
it
that is a thing, and I just
He
prefer
didn't know
not
it was
to
a
do
thing, and he was like, "That's not. I'm never doing that." And then he looked at the meatballs he ate, and on the package it said "add grape jelly." On it.
Yeah.
I remember that was a good
That's
one.
true.
That was a good one. Oh, so much food, Devlin. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, "Well, this guy just misses out. Just missed out." Did you have a good time watching the Super Bowl?
I did. And my roommates had people over. We cooked out.
What did y'all make? Hot dogs,
steak, potatoes, and
probably that
vegetables.
Dollar Tree steak, huh?
It was not Wagyu. I can tell you that much.
Shame them.
It's eating like the Irish famines.
They're eating the
Just
bone
raw
and everything.
potato,
Just
yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip though.
Oh, buffalo. Oh, that's the other thing we had. not Rotel. It's Rotel, but not Rotel. You know what I mean? It's got meat and stuff in it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I don't know what you call it. Yeah, it's cheese dip, but it's like they call it Rotel, but Rotel's just the tomato stuff.
That's top 3 Super Bowl food right there.
We had it there, man. Could have been you, Devlin. And you would have hung out with your boy.
Yeah.
I don't invite people over.
I'm sorry.
You had a chance.
I'm feeling terrible now.
I did say, I think I said this on the show Friday. We need to do like McGregor's fight. I wanna have a party in my house. I want everybody over there from the station.
That's fine. I'm down. Hey, but there's a lot of judo tournaments coming up on weekends, so I'm doing my best.
McGregor's fight. Nobody's gonna be fighting judo on McGregor's fight. I cannot
You
imagine.
would be surprised.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna miss that? No.
Yeah, if I have to. Just heads up. It's part of the deal, man. Part of the deal.
I don't like it. I don't like it. First hour's coming to a close. If you want to jump in, second hour, wide open, 615-844-5600.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Mona Kosarabdi. A week later, rescuers are still searching for survivors in the rubble of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, while deaths continue to rise. ABC's Marcus Moore in Turkey.
The death toll now has topped 36,000. And not only did this powerful earthquake topple buildings, but it also destroyed roadways. This is one of the reasons why it was difficult to get aid to some of the rural areas. And as the search efforts continue across this region, frustration is mounting.
Turkey set up an earthquake crimes bureau to track down contractors and construction managers of the buildings that collapsed. More than 100 warrants have been issued. The military's looking more closely into 4 flying objects shot down over the U.S. and Canada over the past 8 days. The latest one yesterday over Michigan's Lake Huron. The State Department urging Americans to leave Russia immediately as the country's invasion of Ukraine approaches the 1-year mark. This is ABC News. COVID has hit the Alec Murdaugh double murder trial. 2 jurors testing positive, alternate jurors replacing them. The trial is now in week 4. The disbarred South Carolina attorney charged with killing his wife and son. A new study finds more American teenage girls are sad.
New CDC data says nearly 3 in 5 teen girls felt persistently sad or hopeless in 2021. That's a 60% increase in the highest level reported in a decade. The report also finding more than half of LGBTQ+ students recently experienced poor mental health, with more than 1 in 5 attempting suicide in the last year. More school-based activities said to be a solution, calling schools a vital lifeline to help struggling youth. If suicidal thoughts are affecting you or someone you know, call or text 988, the new Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, for help. Derek Dennis, ABC News.
A nationwide general strike in Israel today amid a controversial government plan to revamp the nation's legal system. Tens of thousands of demonstrators chanting outside Parliament. Mona Kosarabdi, ABC News.
Welcome to Smashville, home of the biggest hits in hockey and the loudest parties on Broadway. Join us at Bridgestone Arena Thursday, February 16th as your Nashville Predators take on the Boston Bruins. And don't miss Saturday, February 18th against the Florida Panthers. You do not want to miss these games. Purchase your tickets today at NashvillePredators.com/tickets. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. We can't wait to see you back inside Bridgestone Arena. Let's go, Preds!
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
What's great about bowling is you can bowl well into your latter years.
Even now, I get that thing you sit it on and it rolls down, and I get the bumper guards on the side. I think that's probably the only way you can beat Zach. See, I didn't.
I heard you.
I didn't mean that.
I know sold you. That's okay.
I didn't mean it.
You got a 2-piece coming with a biscuit.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
Or,
yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
Or it may be even subtler, like,
speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19, those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope. To see how you can continue to make a difference, visit givewestwood.org. givewestwood.org.
Okay, it's happening. It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we? Join the afternoon stretch now at 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Hope everybody is doing well here. Our clock says 6 o'clock, but it's not 6 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I got fooled by that earlier. Thought we were almost done for the day. But we're here till 6 o'clock. And if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. What was the worst thing that we all noticed during the Super Bowl?
Grass.
Grass was big. That was up there. That paint. They kept saying it was like the paint. It's paint. It's the whole field. Arizona Cardinals fans talk about how their field is terrible all the time. That is a common problem for the team of the Cardinals. Their field, just wherever they do that.
But where's the outrage for the grass? Where everyone's like, the turf. I've never seen turf make people have a mountain of dead cleats.
I mean, that was hilarious. They just pan over and there's just all the cleats just sitting there.
I've never seen turf do that.
Chiefs didn't look like they changed their cleats.
I hate to be devil's advocate, but I'm just where's the outrage out for this? Because
it definitely played a factor.
Played a massive factor.
Yeah. Travis Kelce made one guy look like he was in a Scooby-Doo movie. You know, like, whip, 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 whip. Like, I mean, he was sliding across the camera. All he did was just, and then turn slightly, and the guy just was like, wow! And you hear like the comical
Wilhelm
crash.
scream. That was like the Wilhelm scream from like Star Wars. Wow! Yeah, I don't even
slide. Know. Then you just hear bowling pins explode. That's what he looked like. What'd you notice? Did you notice anything, Devlin?
Worst thing I saw in that game was Miles Sanders' performance.
Hey, pointed that out the whole time, too. Where was he?
Awful.
I mean, if you had a prop on Miles Sanders, R.I.P., because he was not doing anything that game. What did he end up with? 7 for 16.
Yep.
That's what he got on the ground.
Jalen Hurts was leading rusher
70
by
yards,
54 yards?
Something like that, yeah. 70 yards. Had 3 touchdowns on the ground. 1 touchdown over the year. 304 yards passing. Crazy, too. It feels like Mahomes threw for 400 yards in that game, but he didn't. 182.
The time of possession was incredibly lopsided.
Yeah.
At least going into the second half. I didn't really see the final, but I remember at one point it was like 25 minutes to 12 for the Eagles.
Which is really good. Really good, but unless you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, that's really it. There was something I was watching. I forget who I was watching. But they were live watching it, and they were just like, there's not even a moment during the Chiefs' drives where you're like, uh-oh, Patrick Mahomes is about to make a mistake. Like, he was just calculated all the way through that game. And just, I mean, a machine. Perfect throw after perfect throw after perfect throw after perfect decision after great run. And then you have Pacheco, who was just a battering ram. They will run him for 3 years hard, put him away dirty and wet, and they'll get a new one from some, mid-major college, basically. That another guy from Tulsa who's going to show up and just do the exact same thing. It is insane. Number one worst thing for me, and I mean this, it really was, A.J. Brown catching a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I mean, there is not a Titans fan out there. I saw people tweeting this, and they don't believe it. I do not believe they believe it. They're like, it makes me mad that he caught a touchdown because he's not on our team anymore, but I'm glad that, he's doing good and he's on the big stage and everybody sees him. Shut up. You should be furious. You should be absolutely furious at the Tennessee Titans. And look, fireable offense for trading A.J. Brown, right? They fired John Robinson out the door because of that. That is the clear indicator. Out of all the things, all the litany of lists that he's done, it was clear, get him out of here. But if you're a Titan, I tweeted, I was like, they traded him. The Titans traded that guy.
For what?
Nothing.
Like five steps up a pick where Treylon Burks would have already been.
Yep. And you got Treylon Burks. And I'll say this. It's not Treylon Burks' fault that he has to be the guy that got traded for. Like when we talk about the future and the past picks, the Ricky Williams trade, the Herschel Walker trades, all those kind of trades, and now they say, well, that pick ended up being this, and it was better than Herschel Walker.
Unrealistic expectations.
It's not Treylon Burks' fault that he gets to be the second aforementioned name when they're like, well, can you believe the Titans traded A.J. Brown for who was that? Who was the guy? It's going to be a trivia question. That's what it's going to be. Treylon Burks. That's right. Treylon Burks out of Arkansas. That's what that's going to be because you're not going to live up. I hate to say it. Treylon Burks can be amazing. He can be great. He's never going to live up to A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was the best wide receiver in Tennessee Titans history. I don't care. You can throw your stats out.
He
throw
said
everything
that,
out.
and a lot of people were like, no, I can't even remember the names they were using.
Derek Mason.
Yeah.
That was one that they'd throw out there. He is unequivocally the best wide receiver to ever be a Tennessee Titan outside of Randy Moss. Who are we counting that one? I don't think so.
Nah, I don't.
And even then, he's up in the realm of like, I think when he finishes, we're going to mention him in the same breath as Randy Moss and Jerry
It's
Rice.
insane. Yeah, Randy Moss and Julio Jones have both played for the Titans. I mean, this was a retirement home for them. That's all this was.
Yes.
That's all this was.
Yes.
We're the most played team in the league.
It's
personnel wise.
It is excruciating that the Titans had a generational talent.
That frankly, emotional, but loved being here. He was emotional for Tennessee.
Terry McCormick had a great tweet last night.
As he every now and then does.
I mean, he throws out
He'll
some
throw
really
a diamond.
He throws out some really good tweets.
Diamond in the rough.
I'm trying to
Diamond
find it
in the
while
rough.
this is his tweet. It is said that missing on a first-round quarterback sets a franchise back 5 years. How far does giving away a number one receiver set a team back? Because that's what
it looks like. It looks like 10.
I mean, it really feels like that. It really feels like
I can't
that.
wait till we get through the NFL draft and we start preparing an OTAs of football season, and I can still be as unexcited for the Titans as I was the past 2 off seasons because they don't do anything. It doesn't mean that your team's not going to have success. What did the Chiefs do this offseason? There was a reason the Chiefs were like trending downwards in the analysts' minds. They didn't do anything this offseason. They also just so happened, frankly, to have the greatest football player to ever live on their team. So it didn't matter. Titans don't have that luxury.
You know, it's just when you have a generational talent, you have to hold on to it. That's what Patrick Mahomes is, right?
That's
Chiefs
what
will
people
never
would
let
say
him go.
Derrick Henry is.
Derrick Henry, and he really is. NFL flies by that. They had a window with it. That 2019 year,
God.
I mean, Derrick Henry
Should've been it.
They had Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown both destroying. But when they got to that Chiefs game, couldn't do anything.
Since you've been gone.
Kelly Clarkson. I see
She
you
was out
too
there.
are a man of culture. A.J. Brown was amazing last night. Six receptions, 8 targets, 96 yards and a touchdown. That catch was, the routes, everything he was doing. I was surprised.
Eagles win. They could have been Super Bowl MVP if Jalen Hurts also didn't have 4 touchdowns himself.
I'll tell you, I'm surprised they went away from the A.J. Brown as much as they did.
Well, the Chiefs are having nearly as much success as the Eagles. It was just a heavyweight matchup, and one got an inch better than the other. That's all it was.
It was a.
Was it closer than you thought it was going to be? Because you were like, Eagles are trash, NFC's trash, they're frauds. I could see. You were saying that.
I said that I could remember. I could see a spot where the Chiefs just blow it away, and so I guess it was a little bit closer than I thought. But what I said, the reason why I had that thought, it still stands as true. Their defense was nothing. The Chiefs' defense wasn't that great either. Chris Jones used all his juice in the AFC Championship, it looked like, because he couldn't do anything against the offensive line. Yeah. The secondary for the Chiefs are all rookies, basically. There was a couple throws that should have been INTs that they just straight up missed out on their opportunity. But that was because they had to jump up against A.J. Brown. Because A.J. Brown's not going to get intercepted on. He's going to be either catching the ball or the ball's going to fall to the ground. That's what's going to happen when you throw it to A.J. Brown. That's the luxury of having A.J. Brown. But the secondary for the Eagles, I wouldn't put them in the top 10 in the NFL. If I'm putting them in the top 10 in the NFL,
no,
I'm lying.
as you said, if Sky Moore dices your team up, you don't get the luxury of being a top 5 defense.
None.
You don't get to say you are that.
No, they are. I think that game went as well as it could have for both of the offenses. Patrick Mahomes, like I said, it's weird to see him only throw for 182 yards in that game, but I wouldn't have guessed Jalen Hurts would have led in the passing category, obviously. But that team, that secondary, they were garbage. And I'm telling you, we said this. I don't think we said this on air. I said it before the show, though. The Eagles, as the whole unit stands, they're probably top 5 in the AFC. They're top 5 in the AFC. Number 1, clearly, in the NFC. But top 5 in the AFC. Mm-hmm. They're not better than the Bills. I think the Bills would have beat them in that Super Bowl. They're not better than the Bengals. Bengals beat them there. I mean, could you imagine Jamar Chase on that secondary? Darius Slay would have been fired on the tarmac. It was Jamar Chase out there. He couldn't handle Kadarius Toney or Sky Moore. He couldn't handle anybody last night. What other AFC teams? That would put them at 4.
Not the Bills. I'm sorry.
You think the Bills are
wildly overrated?
Yeah, I think the Eagles trash the Bills. I think it's competitive with the Bengals. I'd still have the Eagles as my second team in my power ranking. That's where they'd be.
The Bills have talent. They cannot get it done. And they never will. I'm sorry. If you're a Bills fan, forget about it. It's done. You're going to be a favorite for the Super Bowl every single year. You're going to get to the playoffs every single year. Nothing's going to happen. Whatever it is, there's some curse going on in Buffalo right now that won't allow them to win in the playoffs.
It's called living in Buffalo.
They're overrated.
Yeah, but people in Buffalo, get over yourselves, all right? At least Nashville's a booming city. Look at Nashville and tell me, we don't deserve something. We're starting to get there.
Hey.
I'm getting a little entitled. I'm getting a little entitled to something. We'll see if MLB has to do it, but we're going to get something. Nashville will get there as one day. You live in Buffalo. Please relax, all right? I don't even know. It's like living in Syria, and it's like, why don't we get tourism dollars? Like, what do you mean? Relax.
It's like the Grinch. Town full of losers. That's what they are. They are losers in Buffalo. But I do think they're better than the Eagles. I will say that.
And you want to see how to lose? You want to see how to take a loss, improve, lose with grace? You got to look at Jalen Hurts, or you can have your main guy be Stephon Diggs, who's just everyone else's fault but mine. I deserve it. I earned it. I deserve it. Where's mine? Where's mine?
Dude, if I'm Stephon Diggs, I'm calling my agent, my manager, whatever. Get me on the first plane to Kansas City. I don't care. I'll take a pay cut. Give me Juju Smith-Schuster, Super Bowl champion.
Frank, but here's what worries me. If there's ever a clip of Stephon Diggs yelling at Patrick Mahomes, know this, Stephon Diggs is wrong. Without a doubt, I don't care what it is. If there's ever a clip,
think Diggs would.
If there's ever a clip, he would.
I don't think he would.
Diggs is the type of guy. Diggs is definitely the type of guy. There would be a clip somewhere of him being mad at Patrick Mahomes. And if it ever comes to that, you're lost, buddy. You're lost.
Yeah. If I'm Diggs, I'm like, do anything you can to get me out of Buffalo and to Kansas City, because you want to win a Super Bowl. You're a good wide receiver. How talk about it. Look at the team as they sit right now. The Kansas City Chiefs as they sit right now. Is that not the free agent destination?
Oh, he'd be wide receiver 1. You're mad about not getting the ball thrown. You get the ball thrown to you. You get the ball thrown to you a lot at Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Kadarius Toney's going to be there. Juju Smith-Schuster, who knows, because this was his only year on his contract with the Chiefs. You're going to have MVS next year. But none of those guys are the number 1 guy. Don't need it, clearly. But if they wanted to bring in another guy, because there was some definite times where you would say, man, if Pat Mahomes just had that one extra, if he had Tyreek Hill in this moment, you're like, they're going to throw for 800. But I mean, they could definitely find that one extra guy and get that one secondary piece, whoever that is. I'll tell you, that's who they were missing the most this season, and really in that game was Tyrann Mathieu. what Tyrann Mathieu had done for that team, they were really missing that guy. Devlin, were you going to say something?
I was with the Chiefs right now, obviously winning the Super Bowl, last pick in the NFL draft. What do they do? What do you like? What could you possibly? This is just.
I don't know, but whoever they draft, he's going to be all pro. Frankly,
Creed Humphrey, Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, if Pacheco plays the whole season, he's all pro. He might be all pro team 2, maybe, but yeah, he would have been all pro.
I don't know. If I see anybody putting Sean Payton and the Broncos ahead of the Chiefs in their power rankings,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
There was
Bruno.
someone that was like subtweeting us about, oh, no one contrives clicks or no one clickbaits. No, that's pure clickbait, and you should be shamed. If the Kansas City Chiefs are not number 1 in your power rankings every single year at this point, you're a grifter. You're a grifter, and you should be ashamed of yourself because it's shameless. It's absolutely shameless. It's a juvenile take.
One of the things that I mentioned too before that Super Bowl, I said there could be two huge retirements for the Chiefs. One being Andy Reid, which I guess that got silenced because he said, "I'm not leaving yet," but I mean, one day he will. And then the other is Travis Kelce, who did say, he said some cryptic things afterwards, and his quote was, "I don't know how many more of these I have left, but I'm going to cherish this one forever."
Mm-hmm.
Which. That one, brother, the Kelce brothers and all that kind of stuff. One of them had to lose, all that kind of stuff. And the quote that Jason Kelce said to Travis Kelce was hilarious. Won't say it on air, obviously, but
what was the ballpark of it?
He was just like, "F you, congratulations."
What Larry Bird said to Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And so I think Travis Kelce could be. Why not? Just that was it. That was a crescendo. Everybody thought you were going to be done this year anyway. Just go off as one of the best tight ends ever, definite first ballot Hall of Famer, winning a Super Bowl. I don't see why he comes back. Coming back just is scary to me now at this point. I feel like injuries can pile up. I feel like it's just like, how do you keep that effort every season? The effort that he does put is crazy. Even though it looks like he's walking on the field, he does put insane effort into every play.
Football's scary and non-football life is scary. It's all scary. At least football's the devil you know.
Maybe. 615-844-5600. If you want to jump in, we want to talk to you. Jump on in. Phone lines wide open. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Traffic still looks a little bit lighter than it normally would be for some reason here on I-65, continuing south of Nashville down through Brentwood, Franklin. It's busy, but it's moving. Finally moving better out there in Rutherford County on 24 westbound. That was slow for several hours around Sam Ridley Parkway. Watch for a little bit of radar. I-40 out through parts of Wilson County. Prince's Hot Chicken is catering. Check out that awesome menu at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new law clause that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Howdy, folks. I'm back to remind you about the best steakhouse in Music City, Bob's Steak and Chop House. The only place in Middle Tennessee to get A5 Wagyu steaks cooked to perfection. And when that special day rolls around to treat that special someone, make your reservation now at Bob's Steak and Chop House. From petite fillets to massive tomahawk ribeyes. When somebody asks where's the beef, you tell them Bob's Steak and Chop House. Make your Valentine's Day reservations now and treat the best in your life with the best in Nashville. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Every weekday afternoon, 2 to 4, live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio. It's the McFarland Show. It's Darren. It's Justin. It's 50 years of Nashville Sports Radio coverage.
A show that's genuine, it's real, it's fun, it's passionate.
We welcome your phone calls, and we mean it.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
The show that makes the average person say, hey, I can do that. The Afternoon Stretch.
The Afternoon Stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams. If you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. The rumor mill is a plum. I don't know if I use that
No
word.
shot. I'm Googling it right now. A plum.
It's definitely a word. I don't know if I use it in the
Well,
right
I know it's
connotation.
two words. And, I have a plum. Which plums are very underrated. Very underrated. A plum. Air. Oldest son. Yeah.
No, keep going. There's got to be more definitions just that. Every word has like 14 definitions.
That is true.
A buzz, I think, is what I actually want to say.
A plum. With a B. Complete and confident composure or self-assurance.
Yeah, there you go. I was right about how I was going to use this. That for sure Ryan Tannehill is now going to the Jets. That's the continuation of the sentence, by the way. The rumor mill is a plum. Everybody's confident in it, is what I'm saying. They're all confident that Ryan Tannehill definitely going to the Jets.
Listen, I don't know what the New York, New Jersey, wherever the Jets play. I don't know whatever
New Jersey.
I don't know whatever that market is. Whoever Jets fans are, just know you're not getting a diamond in the rough, misunderstood, tortured genius. You're getting. I don't even want to say it because it's too mean.
Joe Flacco.
You're getting
no talent. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't like Ryan Tannehill. I don't think he's going to be that good. Get Derek
I'm
Carr.
talking about their offensive coordinator.
Well, no, passing game coordinator.
Excuse me. Yes. Todd Downing.
Todd Downing signs with the New York Football Jets, and he's going to be their passing game coordinator.
I just want everyone to know, maybe because there's going to be questions on their radio stations where it's like, oh, maybe he was misunderstood, not used. It was Vrabel's scheme. None of that. He was responsible for one of the worst offenses in the league.
So it's a toss up here, Ryan Tannehill or Derek Carr, because of the connection, obviously, of Todd Downing. That it feels like those are the two options that it seems like the Jets are going for.
There's nothing better than the Jets looking at a Ryan Tannehill, Todd Downing duo, and they're like, run that our way. There's nothing better than whatever that is, that thought process.
The news from over the weekend, though, Ryan Tannehill, nope, Derek Carr says he does not want to be traded to the Saints, exercising his no trade clause, and they are going to be releasing him.
Mm-hmm. Just true free agent,
just wide open. Where does he go? Because he won't. It looks like not going back to the Raiders. That's for sure. What are the Raiders going to do? I'm surprised they weren't able to ship him out somewhere. I really am. I'm surprised, especially with the Jets, unless it's just he knows that he's going to get picked up with the Jets, and he just knows like it's cool if I leave here because I'm definitely going there anyway, and it does screw over the Raiders. I guess.
I mean, where else can he? Tampa? He needs somebody.
I'm telling you, the NFC South. I'm surprised he didn't want to go to the Saints. They're chock full of talent down there. Chock full of talent. Just needed a quarterback.
Yeah,
they were a quarterback away.
What does he even want? And we don't know. The only thing we know about Derek Carr is his brothers, because they're the only ones that pipe up about anything. That's the craziest thing about these guys. Like, they're like, we want, what do you mean we? It's not you getting traded? What are you talking about? All right, whatever.
They shared a womb, man.
Cool. Cool, I guess. Well, one's an NFL quarterback and the other two aren't.
One was.
Not now.
Not anymore. I think that I'll tell you, I was really surprised he didn't want to go to the Saints. I felt like that was because the NFC South is terrible. That's the promised land right now for an old quarterback trying to reinvent himself. That is the promised land.
Well, all these teams are going to see what they can get away with in the draft, and if that doesn't work, then they're going to sign Derek Carr, which is, hey, Derek Carr's career projection right now, just an avalanche.
Which is
down.
better, Jets or Saints?
Jets. Without a doubt, the Jets are right now.
Devlin?
If you're going to win a division, the Saints, but a better all-around team, the Jets.
You need a better. You don't want to fall for the division's easy trap, because you get to the playoff, you want to be battle tested. You want to be war ready.
Yeah, look at the Eagles.
Yeah,
they weren't ready. Well, don't know when that happened. But no, that is an important piece. That is an important piece.
No, the Jets. Hey, the Jets. By the way, we didn't even get to talk about the NFL honors. Well, maybe you guys did. I didn't.
No, we didn't. We didn't really talk about it on Friday.
Jets have offensive rookie of the year and defensive rookie of the year. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner.
All they had to do is just run a jet sweep, and Garrett Wilson is your number one player. It worked out, I guess.
But I've been saying this about the Jets. And they can't prove me right because they have a literal child at quarterback that they drafted for whatever reason. So they have to overcome that. But other than that, they're a solid team.
Yeah, they honestly, the Jets and the Saints are kind of in the same predicament because they both have good defenses.
No, one's way younger, and you have a lot better cap space, and one is, frankly, it seems like a trap.
It could be. Michael Thomas, I don't know. I mean, he's just done, right? Like, he has to be.
The biggest cap hit in the NFL right now, number one, is Michael Thomas coming up next season.
It's crazy. He just can't stay on the field. He's good, though. When he plays, he's good.
It's
absurd. Me and Bruno are both Michael Thomas believers. That's the sad thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm a believer. I have eyes.
I'll never change. But he will not play the game.
No.
He will not play the game.
We're talking about Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. You see what they're suffering through?
Yeah.
You're never gonna play football and not be hurt. You're gonna be injured. Part of the reason why I was kind of okay with like stopping is because I don't want to tear my MCLs and ACLs and PCLs and CLs anymore for $50,000. I don't want to do it. I would be scared to do it for $500,000. You only get a few of these things, and they're fighting through it. Michael Thomas, did he hurt his toe? Was it turf toe?
Yeah, it was turf toe this most recent time. There was something, I can't remember what it was before.
And no shame, and I get it.
So
Michael Thomas got his money, and he doesn't have to do that stuff anymore. And and if you're like a competitor would never think like that. Yeah, they would.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to fight through things for the Saints anymore at this point. There's some people that get the guaranteed money, and they're like Pat, and they're like, I'm going to put it all on the line. And there's some people that have all the talent in the world, have the guaranteed money, and they're like, oh, I'm in this position. I'm going to take advantage of it, and I'm not going to play. That's Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
But when he is on the field, my God, that's one of the best receivers in the league.
Nobody can run slant better. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody does it better than Michael Thomas.
I will not. Next year, I promise. He will not be on my fantasy
He's
team.
in my dynasty team. What do I do?
Trade him to me for a third.
I'll give you one of my first and him for your second round pick or your first number 2 pick that you have coming up. There you go. We'll talk about it.
I'll think about that one.
Think about it a little bit. Just think about
I need some moves.
It's getting boring on there. It's getting dry. This is a story also coming out. Andy Reid talking about Eric Bieniemy. Everybody is just on fire saying Eric Bieniemy is going to be an offensive coordinator on another team. I do not understand it at all. Andy Reid's quote was, if Eric Bieniemy does leave, he hopes that he will run the show. That is the quote. Run the show. I'm thinking he's saying like a head coach. I do not understand. If Eric Bieniemy moves laterally to be an OC for the Ravens or the Jets? Not the Jets. I forget the other teams that people are hoping for that he goes to. I will be shocked. I will be flatlined if Eric Bieniemy go. Why would you leave an OC job that you have right now? What is the benefit? People go, oh, well, he doesn't call the plays. Doesn't matter. He's associated with the plays. He's associated with the team.
There has to be a modicum of emotion tied into some decision-making going on here that we can't understand, because on every other level that you can analyze, there's no point. It's the dumbest argument. We shouldn't even be talking about it. It shouldn't even be considered. But obviously there's something behind the scenes going on that people are still trending this out. Or maybe it's a non-story and we're all rolling with it because the Super Bowl just ended. Now people don't know what to talk about. Sports stations across the country are just like, we got to make something up.
We actually have to work now.
Just wait until Aaron Rodgers comes out of his dark hole. There's going to be a million things about that guy.
Wait, who?
Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, yeah. Does he know who won the Super Bowl? Have we checked on that?
Aaron Rodgers said, I'm going to go to a dark hole therapy, a place with no light, a room where they feed you for 4 days straight. You have no essence of time, nothing. The room is dark. You're stuck there. Turns out he just went to Cleveland, Ohio. But
I wanted to ask this because I switch it over a little bit here. There are now, with the Chiefs winning, blank number of teams with 3+ Super Bowl titles. Can you name the teams that have that?
Well, the two obvious ones are Patriots, Chiefs, Cowboys.
3.
Steelers.
4.
Green Bay?
5. Good job.
Yep.
First one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lucky, by the way. I mean, you beat up the AFL. Congratulations.
Which was the Chiefs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Chiefs.
Yeah, back in the day.
Never the Bills.
No.
I think they might have been there the most, but not won it.
How many teams are left? How about that when I ask this?
Let's see. 5 more.
Ravens?
No.
They're 2, yeah.
The Bears?
No. Keep going. You're missing.
5 more. It's a
San Francisco.
The Rams.
6.
Rams.
No, Rams.
Gosh, 2. I hate it.
Tampa Bay?
No. They only got 2 as well. Brad Johnson and Tom Brady. Same level of quarterback.
I'm literally running through all the teams right now.
There's one on here that is wildly. I mean, I guess it's definitely older for sure.
Definitely older. I'm running through the teams.
You wouldn't. It's not modern day.
Did we say? Yeah, we already. Yeah, never mind.
You're at 5. So the ones you've listed the Chiefs, listed the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Steelers, and the 49ers, and Green Bay. So you're at 6. You had 6. So now you got 4 more.
Yeah, man. I think I'm tossed out.
Devlin, you want to tap out? Throw a team out there.
We already said Pittsburgh, right?
We already said Pittsburgh.
You said
Pittsburgh.
my mind. Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's not. It's not the Cleveland Browns.
I know. I was gonna guess that. Detroit.
Yeah, it's Cardinals. That's what it is. No.
It was a division.
AFC West.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle?
That's the NFC.
I am embarrassed.
AFC West.
Hey, hold on.
There's 3 teams. It's either the Chargers, Raiders, or Broncos.
Devlin, how dare you?
Broncos?
No, shut up, Devlin. How dare you?
Because it's Elway, Manning, and who else?
You got.
Broncos.
So what'd you say? Sorry, what?
So it's Broncos.
Broncos, another one.
Elway, Manning, and who else?
There's one more.
Is it that easy? I'm forgetting.
Yeah, and in the AFC West, there's 3 in the AFC West that have 3+ Super Bowls.
I guess the Raiders.
It's the Raiders.
I have no memory of any. I have no It's not in my mind that the Raiders have ever won a single Super Bowl.
Last time they went to the Super Bowl, right, was Rich Gannon. And that was against the Buccaneers, and they lost. The other 2, the New York Football Giants.
Oh, that was one that flew under the radar for us.
And this one, I would never guess. I would never guess this one. I honestly did not know they had this many. The Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know they've won.
That's crazy. What years were those? It has to have been.
Well, Doug Williams, obviously, that was just talked about a ton in this last Super Bowl. I had no idea that they had that there's that many teams with 3+ Super Bowl championships now.
Yeah. A better question is who has 0.
Well, I can tell you, it's the Titans.
Half the league.
It's the Jaguars.
The Bills.
It's actually not half the
Do
league.
the Bills have one? Bills don't have one.
Browns.
No, Bills.
Bengals.
Bills have one, don't they? Browns, Bengals,
Vikings. They never won.
Chargers. Vikings have one.
Do they?
It's either they've been to one or they have one. I know they've been to one for sure. They lost to the Chiefs in Super Bowl III. Go through. Do you have the list in front of you?
Here's a list of NFL teams that have never won the Super Bowl. Starting first, the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, we all know that story. Teams that have been to a Super Bowl and never won. Cardinals, Falcons, Bills been, Panthers been, never won. Bengals been, never won. Chargers been, never won. Vikings been, never won. Titans. Ah! And he reaches!
It was one time. It's too soon.
And what teams have never even been to the Super Bowl?
I'm going to say
Cleveland's won.
Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati was in the...
Oh, they were last year. I'm an idiot. Okay, take that away.
So Cleveland, and then there's
Detroit.
3 teams left. 2 of them are in the same division.
Jaguars, Texans.
That's 2, and there's 1 left.
Cardinals.
Greatest running back of all time.
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit.
Those are the 4 that have never been to a Super Bowl. Detroit,
That's what
Cleveland,
I was thinking.
Texans, and Jaguars. I mean, come on, Titans. These guys
You at least went.
These guys never even been in the dance.
What team has gone the longest amount of time without winning a division?
Oh, that's got to be the Lions, right?
Oh, geez. I mean, the Browns could be up there.
It's the Browns.
Yeah, I was about to say.
1986 was the last division title they won.
There's 4 teams. You're telling me you can't coin flip a year like a good year?
That wasn't even the AFC North. That was the AFC Central.
Yeah, that was back in the
1986.
Devlin, think about your like most repressed elementary school memories, and the Browns didn't even get one back then. Like, it's been that long. Like, think about your entire existence on this planet.
I'll never see a Super Bowl. Ever.
Oh,
that's the tough thing with
No
like
chance.
watching somebody like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like, the teams that are on the bottom are probably going to stay on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is.
It's been 50 however many years the Super Bowls. I still don't know what number this was. That's
57.
how many years. Yeah, it was
because
57
Heinz 57
years.
had a thing for it.
The Browns have never made it to the Super Bowl. Why would I think that I'll see one? Why?
Your best chance was Baker Mayfield too.
That's Watson.
Which, by the way, where's he going to end up this season? That's another one. That's tremendous.
He'll probably take my spot on the showboats. It's probably what they cut me for. They're like, this guy's a former first
Signed
rounder.
Baker Mayfield. They should just tweet that out just to do it. 615-844-5600 if you want to jump in. We want to talk to you. Final segment coming up here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. Traffic still looks a little bit lighter than it normally would be for some reason here on I-65 continuing south of Nashville down through Brentwood, Franklin. It's busy, but it's moving. Finally moving better out there in Rutherford County on 24 westbound. That was slow for several hours around Sam Ridley Parkway. Watch for a little bit of radar. I-40 out through parts of Wilson County. Prince's Hot Chicken is catering. Check out that awesome menu at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
I'm here at the Big Game headquarters. Total Wine and More, scoring huge savings on the perfect bourbon. Local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh yeah, Cabernet, seltzers, and so many low prices.
Valentine's Day is right after.
Whoa, new game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly, too.
Thank you, I would have been so...
You sure would have.
Your Big Game headquarters. Love what you find, always at the lowest price. Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Milk, eggs, $42.
Ma'am, you okay?
Need bucks? With Jackson Hewitt, don't wait weeks for the IRS to send your tax refund. Come in now for up to $3,500 with a no-interest, no-fee refund advance loan when you file your taxes. That's up to $3,500 today. Don't let high prices get you down. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes. So get to Jackson Hewitt today. For eligible clients, loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card, remodeling your kitchen, exploring the rainforests of Costa Rica? Whatever your dreams, they take some planning. And State Farm agent Austin Hardy is right here in the Middle Tennessee community to lend a hand. As your local good neighbor, he can help you look at the things you want to save for and come up with a plan to make those saving goals happen. Because your money should work just as hard as you to achieve your dream. So whether it's being free of debt or free to roam the world, call State Farm agent Austin Hardy here in the Middle Tennessee community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Five-State Forecast.
Your exclusive National Sports Radio WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this afternoon, it's going to be sunny with a high of 64. Mainly clear tonight, low 38. For Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high 66. Mostly cloudy Wednesday. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio WNSR.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could, because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
The show that makes you thankful for Braves games. The Afternoon Stretch with Zach and Bruno and Ray.
That one needs to be changed.
I'm glad you said it.
For multiple reasons. Like, shout out Ray, right? Like, still with the station, just not with the show anymore.
Yeah.
But Braves, we're getting to the point where Braves games are about to be back on, though. Vandy baseball starts Friday.
And we don't have a show. I was gonna suggest, hey, maybe we can, but I totally forgot. I was gonna be here anyways.
Yeah, I know. Bruno earlier today was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to be here Friday for somebody's wedding.
Yeah.
And
Kyle Schmemer.
Oh, Kyle Shermer? Is that who it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for him.
Schmemer.
Where's he getting married at?
Sarasota, Florida, on an island. Yeah. And hey, yeah, it's Kyle's lucky I love him, so I'll be there. But.
Sounds like a place for me to go play golf. So I wish he would have invited me, but we weren't cool. We weren't cool like that. Yeah. But he said, can't be here Friday, and I was like, too bad, gotta have you. Can't not have you here on Friday. And he was like, can't. We don't have a show Friday. Yeah. So it all works out really well. No show. Vandy baseball and the college baseball showdown kicks off on Friday. You'll be able to hear that game right here. 3 o'clock first pitch on this Friday. Taking on
TCU.
Exactly.
That's a really good game.
At Globe Life Stadium. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's going to be an awesome game.
It'll be cool. And then next week, if you look at the Vandy schedule, we don't have a show for we're only going to have one show on Monday, I think.
That's pretty crazy. I want to I'll have a Jude. Here's the thing about getting fired. Yeah, getting fired sucks.
Oh yeah, you did get fired.
Yeah, getting fired sucks in a way. But next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my responsibility is judo Wednesday night, 2 hours. That's all I have.
That's it. Bruno has.
You're gonna feel like I'm a kid on summer vacation.
Next Thursday, Vandy boys play 6:15. We're live from T-Line.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that next Thursday?
It is next Thursday.
No, it ain't. That's 2 Thursdays from now, bud.
Yeah, Zach's right.
You're
not this. This is this Thursday, right? Next Thursday. This is this Thursday.
No, next Thursday is the last Thursday. It's the 23rd.
What?
Clip that real quick. Devlin is right.
What am I looking wrong at the schedule here then? I'm looking wrong at schedules.
Wrong month?
Maybe. Yeah, you got one over. So they're playing next Thursday. They play at 6:15.
Yes.
I thought they played 4:30 next Thursday.
Excuse me. I'm looking at Vanderbilt women's basketball.
Oh, Devlin,
wrong.
Devlin, how about you take a nice big hard glass of shut the hell up, huh? Let's do that next time.
Is that a Stone Cold thing?
Just shut up, Devlin. You ever think about it?
Was that Stone Cold's thing?
Oh, that's a Zach thing.
This is the best moment I've ever experienced on this show.
Why don't you crack open a can and shut the hell up, boy?
Walk mud on your ass.
Live from T-Line next week, though.
That's hilarious.
So next Thursday we have a show.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. I don't
Whatever.
know. That was funny.
Tell me before next Thursday so I know.
I'm pretty sure we do.
Right now it's Monday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Yes, it is Monday. Okay. Monday after the Super Bowl. But it's February 13th. So what does that mean? That means we have to look at what happened today in sports history.
Today in sports history.
That was a segue. I
thought you were asking me a question. I don't know.
This last segment has gone to the wolves.
Hey, what day is Valentine's Day?
Tomorrow.
Oh. I gotta get to work.
On who?
I don't know. Something.
Are you gonna buy yourself something?
That's possible.
Me and the wife don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Good for you guys. I feel like it's more stress than anything. It's an economy.
It's an extra thing. Yeah, no, it's just an extra thing. It's like, what do you got to? Oh, I gotta prove that I love my wife on this one day a year.
Hey, it's better than zero.
I mean, I guess. I guess.
Hey, I don't know. I've seen some people married, and they could use that one day. So they could use a day. I don't know. Stop arguing in the Waffle House. Relax. Yeah.
1912. Take it all the way back there. Olympic boxing gold medalist Johnny Douglas takes 5. Oh, I thought this was a boxing one. 5:46 as England cricket team regains ashes with an innings. Look, I'm going to give up on this one.
Hey,
I don't know what this is.
Move on.
Cricket's awful.
Who cares?
What is cricket? I've never, whatever. 1923, that is. First black pro basketball team, the Renaissance, organizes. There you go.
It's a fancy
big day in basketball. Yeah, the Renaissance. Back in the 20s. Isn't that like the 20s? That's the Renaissance period for every decade is the 20s. Or not decade, for what's 100 years?
I'm about to say there's no shot because
Century.
These 20s have frankly sucked.
Let's see. Some of these, this isn't as good as I thought it was today. I'm not gonna lie.
Renaissance.
Yeah.
Because you thought it was a Super Bowl.
No, I just figured it was something cool, just because it's like something had to happen. 1937. Mary
get
Bell.
out of 37.
We're getting
you know
there.
what? And next year they died. They were on D-Day.
Maribel Vincent.
Come on.
Wins her 9th U.S. figure skating championship. That's big. There you go. There's a lot of U.S. Figure skating championships going on right now. That's what happened on this day. Let's see. This is a weird one. 1971, U.S. Vice President Spiro Agnew hits second tee shot into crowd while golfing, injuring 2.
How did 2 get hit? That's awesome.
I knocked off one head and hit the other.
Remember the live clip of the guy getting hit and all of his buddies were walking over him?
He just falls like.
Oh, I mean, hey, this guy was screaming. Go find this clip if you can. If you're at home listening on the show or whatever, go find this clip. Live golfer hits crowd member, because the crowd member gets hit and he's rolling on the floor in agony. And then there's 5 of his old friends are walking over his body laughing. It's awesome.
I mean, what else are friends supposed to do?
Yeah.
What was it? Josh Allen that in one of the matches hit somebody else. I'm pretty sure there was another one that Josh Allen hit some guy in the crowd too. Hey, talk about great names. 1974, James Cool Papa Bell is named to baseball's Hall of Fame. What a tremendous nickname, Cool Papa.
Yeah, I'm sure he belongs in there over Barry Bonds. Next.
The writers really let him get in there.
Yeah.
Just because of that name, you get in there. Honestly, that's a tremendous name. Let's see. Getting into some of the NBA All-Star Game. 1983, 33rd NBA All-Star Game. The Forum, Inglewood. East beats West, and that your MVP is Dr. J.
Yeah, I remember him
Nothing
from
on Dr. J. All right,
I remember him
moving
from
on.
the street ball games. That's all I know about him. NBA the street mix.
What's your memory of Dr. J?
I got nothing, man.
Yeah. You're not much of one. Here's a cool one. 1990, Larry Bird played for the
Celtics.
There you go. Ends his NBA free throw streak of how many games do you think?
26.
45.
71.
Jesus, that's
Larry-
actually crazy.
Larry Bird is good. 1992, Jose Canseco repeatedly rams his Porsche into wife Esther's BMW. Jose Canseco, not a guy who's going to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Fair to say.
Definitely should have celebrated Valentine's Day. They're one of those couples.
Yeah, him and his wife. Valentine's Day was made for him and his wife.
Let's see here. It kind of dribbles off at that point. 2005 NFL Pro Bowl, Aloha Stadium. The AFC beats NFC 38-27. MVP Peyton Manning. I'm pretty sure this is the Pro Bowl video that you see. Peyton Manning talking about Vanderjagt, their kicker, calling him an idiot. Keeps saying our idiot kicker keeps talking. Do you remember that? He's got a quote. He's on a broadcast, and they're like, "Yeah, our idiot kicker." He just keeps calling. He's like, "I think he had too much to drink." I can't remember what it was Vanderjagt said exactly, but he said something disparaging about the team, basically. And he was like, "Yeah, our idiot kicker. He kicks the ball well. I wish he would shut up."
That's true. And frankly, hey, specialists, they do need to shut up.
They need to shut up. And the very last one, 2022 Super Bowl, SoFi Stadium. Los Angeles Rams beat the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. MVP of that game, Cooper Kupp. That is the most recent on there. And now we're gonna have Super Bowls on this date going forward until they move it up one more week, which I think they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna add an extra week in the NFL season, and it's gonna be because it works out perfectly for all the United States.
You at all excited for XFL kicking off next week? You even care?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Let me say this: I'm gonna keep up with it. I don't know if I'm gonna sit and watch every game.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, no.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool.
I'm not
though.
building a fantasy team.
It is kind of cool when you go to a restaurant. There's just football on in some form or fashion. It's just like white noise in the background.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be going on, and people are gonna be like, I tweeted that. What did I tweet last night? Right as the game ended, I was like, "Football is officially over. Let that sink in."
Yep.
And Devlin threw the sink at the door meme up, but a lot of people were like, "Until next week." I think they're like XFL, and I get it, but let's be real.
No, I very much real.
I love spring football, but we call it spring football. You know what I mean? We don't call it football.
No, it's not the National Football League, that's for sure.
Nope, not college football. It's none of that. It's cool. It's great. The Super Bowl last night drew an average audience of 113 million.
Is that the most watched television program of all time?
182.6 million viewers watched all or part of the Super Bowl last night. I don't think that it had a 40 share. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's the largest ever. I do not know that's the largest ever.
Did you have any commercials that you thought were like, oh, this is the one?
The Will Ferrell one was hilarious. The electric EV one.
I always wonder how they do. There was the one for the Caddyshack, and like they had so many people on there.
What was up with Serena Williams? Was like in all the alcohol ones. They all just owned by the same company. They must be. But
like,
she was
we
Remy
love
Martin.
Serena Williams.
Yeah.
For those that use Tubi TV, I'm so sorry.
There was a lot of people that got that. They got hit hard when that all of a sudden just switched and it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. My brother looked at me and was like, "Did you just change the channel?" I was like, "No, I'm just sitting here."
It was as weird as the one. Remember the QR code last year when crypto was a thing?
They did one this year. There was an NFT for scan now. Yeah.
No.
Don't do it. Don't scan it. I wonder how many people scanned it. You know, a lot.
Yeah.
They had 186 million. They had 1/3 of the U.S. population watching.
$7 million to get eyes. It's not that bad of a price.
All right, we're done. Appreciate everybody that called in, commented, watching how you did. Remember, if nobody's told you, I love you and you matter. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow here on National Sports Radio.